Hey, tennis fans, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most exciting stories in tennis right now, Carlos Alcaraz's meteoric rise in the sport. At just 21, Alcaraz has already made a name for himself, taking on the best and emerging as a true force to be reckoned with. How did this young prodigy climb the ranks so quickly, and what does his future hold? Let's break down his incredible journey and what's next for this rising star. But before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with all the latest tennis news and insights. After losing the Olympic gold medal to Novak Djokovic on August 4th, Carlos Alcaraz still has some things to celebrate. This is his first Olympics, and he has already won the silver medal at just 21 years old. Here we will explore some of his titles and achievements, shall we? Assessing Carlos Alcaraz's meteoric rise in tennis. With tennis' so-called Big Three, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic, either retired or reaching the twilight of their glittering careers, the racket sport desperately needed a new icon to liven things up. Thankfully, along came Carlos Alcaraz. The exciting Spaniard hit the headlines in 2021, and his stock hasn't stopped rising since. Fast forward to today, and Alcaraz is already a four-time Grand Slam winner with the potential to dominate the sport for at least the next decade. There's only one Grand Slam left of 2024 as we approach the climax of the season, and the Carlos Alcaraz to win the US Open odds are firmly in his favor. The 21-year-old is the 11 of 8 favorite to prevail at Flushing Meadows for the second time. So let's examine his journey on the tour thus far. World number 1. Alcaraz has climbed to the top of the ATP rankings, making him one of the youngest players ever to achieve the world number 1 spot. His consistency and ability to perform under pressure have been key factors in this achievement. 2021 US Open run to quarterfinals. As already mentioned, Alcaraz started to make the headlines in 2021, and he became a household name around the globe following his run to the quarterfinals of the US Open. Alcaraz defeated Brit Cam Norrie in straight sets in the first round before edging past Arthur Rinderknecht to advance to the third round. Drawn to face third seed Stefan Tsitsipas, many thought this would be the end of the road for Alcaraz at Flushing Meadows. However, he beat the Greek 3-2 in a thrilling 5-set encounter. After fighting back from behind twice to overcome plucky qualifier Peter Gojowczyk in 5 sets, Alcaraz was forced to retire when losing by a set to Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime in the quarters. 2022. Alcaraz gets redemption in New York. 12 months on from withdrawing in the last 8 in New York, Alcaraz got his redemption at Flushing Meadows when winning the 2022 US Open and landing his first Grand Slam title. Another quarterfinal appearance in the French Open earlier in the year was the best he could muster in the Grand Slams to this stage, but there was no stopping him this time out. Novak Djokovic and Alexander Zverev were notable absentees from the tournament, but you can take nothing away from Alcaraz as he cruised his way through the opening rounds. An immense battle against his fierce rival Jannik Sinner in the quarters enthralled fans, and Alcaraz had to grind out further wins against Francis Tiafoe and Casper Ruud to get his hands on the trophy. 2023 and 2024. Back-to-back Wimbledon titles. Alcaraz has proven his ability on all surfaces, and his 2 championships at the All England Lawn Tennis Club in 2023 and 2024 are further proof of that. The Spaniard was beaten by Djokovic in the semifinals of the French Open just before last year's Wimbledon, but got his revenge against the Serb in London. Djokovic was on the hunt for a 3rd straight championship, which would have seen him lift the trophy for the 8th time. But Alcaraz came out on top in the 5-set classic. It was a repeat of that final again this year. Alcaraz was the favorite in the tennis betting and prevailed with a stunning 3-set victory over Djokovic. 2024 French Open success. Alcaraz moved to within just an Australian Open away from a career slam when winning the French Open back in June. Bettering his semi-final defeat to Djokovic in 2023, Alcaraz's testing route to the final saw him overcome Sebastian Corda, Auger Aliassime, Tsitsipas, and Sinner. The Spaniard won a set-up against Zverev in the final at Roland Garros, but the German battled back to a 3-1 lead. Alcaraz's never-say-die attitude kicked in, and he thought back to win the next 2 sets 6-1 and 6-2 to secure the French Open title. Future projections. Many experts believe that Alcaraz could dominate the tennis scene for years to come, potentially becoming a multiple Grand Slam champion. His